Today we have Ryan North joining us. Hello.
Hello, how we doing?
Oh, doing good, thanks. Just been really busy. I was also, you know, run down last week. Had a bit of a cold and, all that. But we move. So
Sit, sit, 100%.
it's one of those things.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
I want to get to know you a bit better. So why don't we start with childhood? What's childhood like?
Cool. Do you want to know just like a general or
General.
general? Yeah, I had a great childhood. So yeah, I mean, what would you like to know? So I went to school. I started learning dance when I was I was self-taught from like 10. Then when I got to 13, I started taking classes, and then I knew from there like I want to pursue dance as my main thing. Uh, yeah, just worked hard in school, tried to get my grades, and went on to dance college after that. Then uni. I spent a lot of my childhood. I was into all sorts of different things. I skateboarding. I loved. I went through a proper parkour phase. I was just like climbing on top of everything. I've got like a video with my friend. We climbed on the roof and like danced and everything. Yeah, it was a bit of a cool childhood. So I loved it.
How was the Urdang Academy?
Urdang, amazing. I love Urdang so much. Got so much respect. Um, yeah, they've been a massive part in helping me to kind of kickstart my career, put me in touch with the right people. Obviously, the training, you can't get much better than them. And I teach there now. So, yeah, I've got all the love for all the staff at Urdang. Yeah, they're amazing. Props.
So do you teach like a big class or is
So at the minute, so I've only just started teaching for the Urdang Academy, probably about a term or two back. Just teaching once a week at the minute, just like street dance classes for the first years. But on top of that, I'm teaching at the Dang. So I'm not sure if you know, but like Erdang's split into like two schools now. So you got the Erdang Academy, which is like the degree course, and you've got the Dang, which is the diplomas, the foundations, and all the other smaller courses. So I teach at the Dang on Sundays, teach Erdang on Thursdays. Yeah, no, I love it. Thing is, for me, like I get a lot more enjoyment from teaching than anything else. So I love performing. I absolutely love all the dance jobs I do and the people I meet and everything like that. But I don't know, teaching for me and choreographing and seeing my pieces come to life, that kind of just feeds my soul a lot more than just performing alone. Because I feel like when you're performing, it's very much like I don't know, it's quite a selfish, not in a bad way, but like it's a selfish thing. Like it's about like, look at me. Whereas as a person, generally, I'm quite private. I'm not really a look at me kind of person. I like to be behind the scenes. I want people to appreciate something I've created, something I've put out there, rather than something that I've performed, for instance.
yeah. So after Urdang, you then went on to Britain's Got Talent.
Oh, so I went to Britain's Got Talent. It was the year before I went to Urdang.
Really?
So, so I went to college in Leicester, Studio 79.
I've heard of them.
Yeah, that incredible. If anyone in Leicester is looking for full-time training, that top tier, get Studio 79, Saturday classes as well to the youth, amazing stuff. Yeah, so I went there for 3 years, and then whilst I was at Studio 79, because I was teaching for the youth there as well at the time, and I had a crew, me and my four boys, we've later turned to seven of us now, that we had a crew called TXS, and we used to like compete around the Midlands. We used to win like Midlands Best Stand Crew, and we used to go compete in London for different things. And then we got scouted in the competition to perform on Brits Got Talent, and that's what we used to do. So I performed with them that year, and then I moved to London after that, and I joined TNG. I performed with them the year after when we did the clown piece. I'm not sure if you saw that one.
I did.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
So that the year after, and I was in my first year at Urdang at that point. And then from then on, I was kind of like over competing by that point. So I didn't really any other competitions or like TV like stuff as a competitor after that. After I got past that stage, I was just like, I'm ready to move on now to the next stage. You know what I mean? I wanted to be on the productions, but as a dancer, like choreographer instead, or like a dance captain or something that's more a part of creating the show rather than being a contestant on it.
So not only have you done Britain's Got Talent twice, but then you've also gone from, the small stage to the big stage. You've done like Capital, Summertime Ball, Jingle Bell Ball. or whatever it's called?
I haven't done those ones yet, but I've done things like Brit Awards. I do a lot of TV stuff. On Saturday Night Takeaway, Dancing on Ice. I perform like different countries, doing different contracts. Really, at the minute, it's just kind of whatever comes, whatever. Because that's not true at all. Like, there's a lot of stuff I've said no to, or like, I've not gone for. So I'm like, it ain't right for me. Like, I've got to feel like a contract is something I'm going to enjoy as well. And it's got to be a good team of people I enjoy being around. Because say if you're, I don't know, working 6 months on a contract with a team of people that you don't click with, it makes the contract way, way harder. And yeah, so I'm at a point now where I'm a lot more selective with what I pick. But because I've kind of like embraced myself as a performer and as an artist, I feel like the work that's coming my direction now is the work that's right for me anyway, It's little things. It's like, I put off getting tattoos for years and years because I was like, oh, it's going to ruin my castings, like people aren't going to want to, book me for this or that. But then I got to the point, it was during COVID. COVID was great for me. Like, I know obviously it was terrible, but for me, I gained a lot from it. Like in terms of my mental headspace, everything. I just feel like I got a lot of clarity from that experience. But yeah, I decided, because the industry closed down completely during that time, and we didn't know if it was going to open back up or how long it'd take for it to open back up. But when it did, kind of wanted to approach the industry in a different way. So I was like, right, I've always wanted tattoos. I'm going to get tattooed because I like, and if job, don't come my way because of it, those aren't the jobs for me anyway. Probably ones I wouldn't enjoy, ones I wouldn't want to work on. Like, it'd be mostly, old school music theatre stuff, or like something else, or what's the word? Like period, like other time, right? And like I said, those are the shows I wouldn't want to do. I wouldn't want to go and do like Mary Poppins or 42nd Street. Those aren't the shows that I'm interested in, But the ones that I am interested in, it wouldn't matter. So I went, got my tattoos done, and I moved back to the industry with a different mindset. It's just a case of, I'm just going to embrace myself fully, and like I say, the right things will come to me. And I found that's really happened, because before COVID, it was me trying to shape myself into what I thought I had to be to fit into an industry. There seemed like a box that was already set. So I was like trying to present myself in a certain way, trying to, I've got to speak to this character, I did that. And I was anxious every time that I wasn't working. So put a lot of pressure on myself. So then with COVID taking that pressure off me and me not having to feel like guilty about it, I just gained so much. It was the first time since I was a kid, really, where I could just be calm and just like really think clearly and not have this pressure on to do well and be like, oh, I've got to do this, do that. And just having that experience, it completely changed things for me.
Did you meet any famous people at Urdang whilst you were studying there?
Not at Urdang. Oh, we did have someone. Oh, I can't remember now. I'm sure someone did come in at one point, but I forgot who it is. Honestly, my memory is the worst. We met a lot of famous people on jobs though. Like I got to have a little 10-minute chat with Ed Sheeran. Like there's a group of us.
No,
to be fair, that was when I was in Urdang. I was in third year though. I was so I auditioned for a music video for Ed Sheeran and Travis Scott, and I booked it. I'm not sure if you saw that one, but we all dressed as like gypsy travelers. I think the inspiration was, but anyway, that film, whatever it's called, that was like the inspiration for it. So at that time, I had like really long hair, and for the audition, I remember I had to basically square up with a guy. It was acting, but we had to pretend that we were starting a fight with someone. So we had to like be face to face and just like, you what? I mean, like giving it bigger.
Yeah.
For some reason, they thought I looked tough. So they booked me on it. But that was a really fun job. So when it was on the day, there was that many different things being filmed at once. Like Ed Sheeran was being thrown around left, right, and center. Like he was like, okay, this scene and that scene and that scene. So we were just kind of like, the group of us was there waiting for him to come and like do his part really. And he only came for like 10, 15 minutes and then it was done. He was dragged away to the next scene. But we got to like talk to him as a group and he was so down to earth and just relaxed and like, he's a regular person, just like anyone else. Like you wouldn't think he'd be the megastar that he is, Yeah, I've got a lot of love for Ed Sheeran after that. Didn't get to meet Travis Scott that day, unfortunately, but like I said, there was just that much going on. It was chaos. But yeah, I met a few famous people on different things. So I've met like obviously from Brooklyn Talent, I met like like Anton Deck and Simon Cowell and it's mad. But, yeah, like different things. I've met like a few different celebrities now, and yeah, I always love it. But for me now, because it's gotten to the point where I can't really act like they're a celebrity when I see them. I've got to talk and treat them like anyone else. And do you know what I mean? Even if I'm like, oh my God, it's them. Like, I've got to be calm and composed and just talk to them on a regular human-to-human level. And because that's what they are. They're just people, And you find that, like, the more different celebrities that you meet, they are just regular people. I mean, you do get a few divas that think that they're, that they're God's gift or whatever. But
yeah,
most part, a lot of those celebrities have had to graft to get to where they are. They've had to work hard. So that's humbled them over the years. And do you know what I mean? It's not a case of they've just been given a platform and they're there. They've had to network and do this and do that. They've had a plan and they've had to work their way to it. And because of that, yeah, they're just really down to earth regular people. But plus, I think they appreciate when you do speak to them regular as well, because they're so used to people treating them like a celebrity and, just fanning over them. And so when someone talks to them on a normal level, like, they really appreciate it.
It's nice to see like the more human side of them rather than the celebrity side of them. I get what you mean.
Yeah, definitely. But it's been fun. Like, yeah, hopefully I'll be meeting a lot more soon. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, hopefully. So I want to know more about Britain's Got Talent. Did you get taken care? Did you get well taken care of them at both auditions and finals?
So the thing with Britain's Got Talent, like, don't get me wrong, we were looked after. Like, it was fine. There was nothing like I could say that was bad. But I mean, for the audition itself, like the main audition, so that wasn't actually, depends. So 2015, me and my crew, we auditioned for it, but there's like an audition before the TV audition. So you'd have to go through like the producers and then they'll pick who they want. So like, when you see on TV and there's like a line of like hundreds of people.
Yeah.
That's not true at all. I mean, that's probably the people queuing in to watch the show most of the time. But a lot of the time, the people that are, actually auditioning, they've either gone through another round or they've been scouted from elsewhere. There's like loads of talent agents across the UK going to different like shows, competitions, scouting on social media. So a lot of the people that go on are people that have been found and put onto the show. Because the thing is, like with TV, it's got to be a story. You've got to have like different characters. You've got to have beginning, middle, and end. And like that, a lot of the time, the winner will be someone where not only are they amazingly talented and have something unique, but they've also got like a great story that people can get behind and like root for. So it's very much that. It's not as open and as don't know. Like you can't just like turn up on the day and go in front of Simon Cowell. Like that's not how it is. But yeah, on the day it was a bit crazy for the audition. So because obviously they've got to get the shots that they want, it's a case of they will be filming things out of order, or like, okay, we need to get this shot again. Like, or let's put you next to the you and maybe have a random conversation, see if we can spark some interesting up. Do you know what I mean? They're just trying to get interesting shots everywhere. So you're thrown about a little bit left, right, and yeah, it's an experience. It definitely made me see the TV industry as a whole a lot different afterwards, because obviously you've got a certain, before you go to any shows like that and see the behind the scenes and how it's all put together, you've got a certain idea of how it is. That's because that's all you see on TV. But then, like I say, the reality is very different. Some of it's for better, some of it's for worse. But yeah, as long as they make good TV, that's all that really matters, right?
Yeah, true. I agree. How was the audition process? How was it for you?
So
obviously as a group.
Oh yeah. So with TXS, the first year we auditioned, I think it was 2015. We went to that round before the main audition, and we, they loved us. We got put through to the main audition, and we got 4 yeses, but they didn't send us any further than that. So we didn't go through to we didn't even get through to the bit where they say who's in the semi-finals or not. When they bring acts on stage and like, yep, you have
the frailty acts.
Yeah, we didn't even get through to that. So it was a case of, I think they had another crew that year. I'm sure it was boy band, who legends, amazing. I think they were like the act that year that they wanted to put instead of us. But then the year afterwards, we didn't go through the round before the main audition because they'd obviously seen us the year before and they really liked us. So they basically just said, come on the show. And yeah, we went straight to it. It was amazing. Like it was yeah, it was amazing. It was just a bit of like a movie, especially at the time. Because I mean, I was first time I auditioned, I was 17, and I was 18 when I auditioned, and we got through to semis. 19 when I did with TXS. So like, I was young, and I'm not even gonna lie, you know, being on TV at that age and just like having all this tension and that, it gave me a bit of an ego at the time, and I've had to work.
Yeah.
Because yeah, it was a lot. Cause like we was winning competitions, we were getting a lot of attention and buzz at that time. So it was, I mean, I loved it. It was great, but yeah, probably not the best thing in terms of like, you know, me growing as a person. It probably held me back a little bit in the end. But like I say, I think it's all experience, it all kind of shapes you into who you want to be in the end. And yeah, like I said, I learned a lot about it. And if I'm going to train to be a professional working on these TV shows, it's good to have some insight before I even start uni of how the industry kind of is. It opened my eyes up to like, okay, this. So I was watching on the show, like I'd see the professional dancers that were hired by the production. Say if there was a singer, and like they'd be backing dancers for the singer. I saw dance on the show, and I was watching them the whole time because I was trying to like, I don't know, just observe how they work and, you know, try and see what I need to try and become to get there myself after I finish training. And so for that reason, it was really, really good for me. And yeah, like I said, it was just like a nice little boost of confidence before I moved to London to start dancing, which when I moved to London, that was a whole different thing. So when you're training in a hometown like Leicester or like anywhere else outside of London, really, I'd say there's probably a few cities that are pretty good for dance training, like Liverpool and Manchester. There's a few scattered about. Leicester is good now, but there wasn't too much going on when I was younger. And yeah, it was a different thing. When you move to London, you're used to training with like a few different choreographers in Leicester, but then you go to London, you try all these 100 different choreographers that have like different styles completely that you've never done, different techniques. That was a big ego knock for me that I needed, because it made me realize, oh, okay, I'm not as hard as I thought I was. I need to work harder here if I want to catch up and get on the level that I need to be to get to where I want to be in the end, right? So I just started training like extra hard. I was like, you know, couldn't really, you know, live in the imaginary world that Britain's Got Talent created for me. Do you know what I mean? I needed to come off ground myself, be like, okay, if I want this, I need to be realistic. So I was training constantly. I'd be doing, you know, like a full day of training at Urdang, and then at the same time I was training with two different crews. I was training, well, one's not a crew, it's a company, but TNG. So I'd be doing a full day of training there on Sundays. Monday to Friday I'd be at Urdang, and then Monday and Thursday nights I was training with Definitive. So that was like 8 till 10 every Monday and Thursday night, and that is intense training as well. Like they push you, like it's very, very like physical. Like, you know, they're making us do like push-ups and everything. They're just trying to strengthen us. So doing all that at the same time, it was good because I improved a lot. But at the same time, I got to the point where I crashed a little bit because I was just doing too much at once. So then I kind of had to take a step back, try and find a way to consistently keep training, but also find the time to, you know, just be with myself for a moment and just like quiet my brain down, because it was just constantly on the go at that point. But yeah, so it's kind of been over the years, I'm not trying to train so much like hard, like go to every single class and be everywhere at once, because it's too much. It's more about training smart. So like the classes I go to now, I am just trying to absorb every little bit of information, because before I was taking that many classes that I wasn't actually learning. I wasn't taking in the information because it was just class. But my brain was, you know, scrambled, so I couldn't absorb it all. So now when I take class, it's like I am trying to get every single note down. I will walk out of class, I'll look at my phone, get my notes up, I'll write down all the notes I was given in the class. And I like to go to classes as well that I'm uncomfortable in, because I think there's a lot of people that will go to a class that they feel comfortable, and you know, they'll probably get to the end of class and they'll smash a combo and they look amazing, and you know, it looks great for Instagram if you get a good video. But for me personally, that's not the way I like to train. I like to go to places where I leave the class at the end thinking, Jesus, I need to get my act together here. I need to work harder. I need to do this more. those are the classes I like to go to, because I feel like you grow the most when you're uncomfortable. When you're out of that comfort zone, you're going to find something new. Whereas if you're doing the same thing all the time, the second you are, thrown into something new, you're not going to know how to handle it. And like with me and the work that I do, it's so like, it changes up all the time. I could be on a TV job and they'll be like, okay, we want a hip hop number, but now we want a ballet number. Now we want a contemporary number, a tap number, or like an African, or like, like old fashioned piece, whatever it is. Like, it's always something new. So you've got to be adaptable. But if you are only training one thing and just doing what you're comfortable with, you're not going to know how to adapt to that. So yeah, that's how I like to train now. So if I'm going to go to a class, I'll go to a class that I know that I need to go to. So say, for example, like recently I've just started taking ballet classes again, because I've not been to ballet class since I'd left uni, really. It's been probably about 4 or 5 years now since I've taken a ballet class, and my ballet technique and, all of my turnout and my hips and everything, it's taken a step backwards. So I'm back into classes now on Wednesdays, trying to, fix that up and, yeah, just tighten the bolts a little bit, because it's a bit rusty right now. But yeah, sorry, I'm just like...
No, it's fine. It's fine. The more information, the better.
Yeah.
So,
nah, oh, good.
I can imagine you must be, really, really busy with dance. But quickly moving on to PNG, that performance was amazing. How did you like manage to find your time to do that and audition at the same time as a group?
So we was, believe TNG, we were scouted. I can't remember what it was from, but we'd done like a few other performances around like London and, the UK in general. And I think we got scouted and asked to audition. And when we went, it was a case of like, I'd be at uni in the week. And then on Sunday took up my whole day. It would be just like full on training. So generally TNG, they'll have like 3 or 4 different teachers like that, big in the industry, come and teach us, but we never know who we're getting. So we'll turn up and it could be anyone that like is doing anything big, or someone that's like a master at their craft. We'll have them come in, teach us. So that was great. So it was always getting out of a comfort zone there. But yeah, when it came up to like shows like Britain's Got Talent, it'd just be a case of like, we would just spend those days just putting a piece together. And because it's so intense, and like they're training people to be like professionals, so they expect it to be like picked up really quick. And we're training our brain in a way that would help us for work in future. So
yeah,
Britain's Got Talent, it didn't really take too long to put together, really. I think it was like a few Sundays, like, putting it together, drilling it, and then I think we might sat on it for like a week or two, like just to, drill it again. And then when we got around to the audition, we're ready for it. And yeah, like I say, a lot of the stuff in London is very fast paced like that, because, I mean, everyone's got things to do. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, we've all got to just be there on it, pick it all up, get it clean. Boom. Like, it's a very hard job, because like, you're not only trying to pick up the choreography, you're trying to make it clean, you're trying to be strong, you're trying to be flexible, you're trying to, perform it on top of everything. There's like so many different aspects to to doing it and making it look amazing that non-dancers probably wouldn't ever really think about. But you're basically a professional athlete, but you've got to also be like really mentally fast, which for me, especially when I was younger, I wasn't very mentally fast. So I had to like really find tips and tricks in my brain to try and, pick up information in a different way. And I've developed that over the years, and I kind of like put that into my teaching now as well. But that's basically it. So we're just like training for a few Sundays, put it together, go and perform it. And that was that.
Why did you choose clown for the TNG performance?
Oh, so I think that was something to do with so I think the production wanted us to have some kind of gimmick or some kind of something to make us stand out and to be memorable. And I think we just sent back and forth like loads of different ideas. Well, not me, but Ricky. But I think him and the production like back and forth with ideas until they came upon one that they liked, and that's basically how it happened. But that was the same with when I auditioned for TXS. They wanted us to have something to make it different. It's like, how many dance crews go on Britain's Got Talent every year? Like there's so many. Then you've got to have something to make you stand out now and make you memorable, because if not, you're just going to be seen as like another crew by the general public.
Do you have any advice for, new dancers who I might be starting out?
So it depends. Like, are we talking like people that want to go professional?
Yeah, or like maybe wanting to join a like TNG or Total TXS.
I'd say just try and, do as much research as possible, not just on like you want to do. Uh, Try and train in everything. Like you need to be adaptable in the industry. You need to be able to, like I said, do all these different styles because you never know what you're going to be asked of on any job. So I'd say make sure you've got your foundations in your ballet, tap, jazz, hip hop, commercial, all these street styles, pop in, lock in. The more styles and understanding that you've got different things, and not even just the style and the moves itself, but also like the culture and the history behind them. The more of that you have in you, like naturally you'll kind of like develop your own thing from that. Because one thing I don't really like about the UK in general is I think a lot of dancers is, I don't know, you just go to like the same class and it'll be the same style and you're just doing the same thing that you used to all the time. Just going back to what I said earlier, like you need to push yourself to an uncomfortable place and do things that you probably wouldn't want to go to, but know that you have to go to them. Like I said, like for me, like ballet's not really something I'm particularly in love with, that I can fully respect and appreciate everything that I can gain from it. So I have to go to that class so I can get that. So, and also you got to remember the people that are working that you've got to compete against after, those are people are doing these things as well, so you've got to be able to, do the same thing if you want to be able to compete in the end. But I definitely say, yeah, just learn the basics and everything. Try and look into getting yourself to, if you're young, maybe like an associate's course on the weekend, or like just find local Saturday classes or whatever it is. But do your research on the schools as well. Make sure that you're picking the best school that is realistic for you. Make sure that like I say, just research. Like even with the industry as well. If your goal is, okay, I want to be working with this artist, or I want to, go on a tour, or I want to go on a cruise ship, or whatever it is, you've got to research, okay, who is the choreographer for this company and that company? Who are the companies? Who are the choreographers? How can I find them? Do they have open classes? Do they do auditions? What agencies do they work for? If you like really deep dive and try and find out as much as you can, it gives you a much broader insight of how to go about moving forward yourself. So yeah, I'd say that the main thing is just research and train. You just got to out train everyone. Like do as much as you can in everything, because like I say, if you're not, the person who is going to take your jobs.
And finally, just quickly, what inspired you to dance in 3 words?
In 3 words? Oh, good question. That's hard. In 3 words, it feels good.
That was great.
No, it's true though, isn't it? It's like, so yeah. I mean, I started dancing because so basically my stepdad Dean, he used to do some dancing when he was younger. He used to do like a lot of Michael Jackson stuff, and it was really good. But him and my mum got together when I was about 6 years old, and I used to watch him dance, and I'd try and copy. And then I was watching music videos on TV as well, so I'd be watching like Usher, Justin Timberlake, Michael Jackson, and I'd be watching the music videos and trying to copy it. And yeah, I was just self-taught for a few years, and I used to go to like family parties and stuff. Like I say, about 10, 11, and like someone would put a hat down, and I'd just be dancing. So things I wouldn't even realize this happening. I'd just be on the dance floor, like just doing my thing. And yeah, people will be coming up and like, putting money in a hat or a cup, whatever it was. We did it at like Centre Parks as well. And like
busking, basically.
Basically busking, which I did that in Leicester City Centre at one point when I was a teenager as well. But yeah, I think that was probably an early moment for me that made me realize, oh, actually, this is a realistic career option. If I can just dance at a family party, people are giving me money. Like if I put some time and effort into this, what kind of money could I be making from it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was like an early realization for me. But yeah, I used to just watch music videos, and it got to the point where my dad spotted me at a party, and he realized, oh, he's good. Because I don't think he really knew about my dancing much before that point. So then he got me into local school, Studio 79. And yeah, just went from there, really. But yeah, I think the thing that made me start dancing was just the feeling that you get. Like, to me, dancing's a bit like meditation. If you just put on a song that you love, and you just get lost in it, and you're moving it, and you just like feeling it, yeah, like, I don't know, it's quite a spiritual thing to me. Like, I feel really connected, and just like, it empties my brain. thing is, my brain is constantly on the go. I've got really severe ADHD, so it's always moving. So when I dance and my head just empties and I'm just feeling in my body, that is just, it's like I say, I like, there's no better feeling. Like you're just completely at peace, like mentally. And yeah, that's basically the main reason why I love doing it.
Oh, that's great. Ryan, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.